Let me explain you a great idea and a great concept which will answer many of your questions in regard to your emotions. Many times in life, we go on a scary ride or we watch a scary movie and we enjoy being in a distressed or an anxious situation. Yet, when we wind up experiencing anxiety, fear, depression, we hate it. There are times when it actually feels peaceful. Unfortunately, I remember right after my father passed on, and it was 5 years of my father struggling with a neurodegenerative illness. And then he passed on. I got a call from my supervising doctor at that time. And he says, Ben, if you're feeling peace, almost like even happiness, it's normal. And he hung up. And I winded up realizing that despite the fact that now my father was no longer alive, there was a certain sense of peace in the fact it was extremely sad and painful, but a peaceful sad and painful, versus the 5 years before we're up and down. Is he okay? He's in the hospital. Is he okay? He's going to survive. He's not going to survive. He's going to be okay. He's going to make it through the night. That lack of peace. So when you go on a roller coaster, you watch a scary movie, your heart and your mind together are watching that scary movie. And that's a peaceful experience, maybe a scary peaceful experience. After my father passed away, my heart and mind were together in the pain. And therefore it was a peaceful pain. However, before, it's like part of you hopes, part of you is afraid. And there is a discrepancy, there's a disconnect between your head and your heart. And that struggle internally is what drives anxiety, what drives negative emotion. When we're fully engaged, mind and body, in a painful experience, it's tolerable. It just is pain, but it's not tearing us apart. When our heart and mind are separated, part of us hopes, part of us wants, part of us knows the truth, and there's a struggle inside, that's what causes us enormous amount of distress. So if we have stress, but we don't want to have the stress, that tears us apart. Because our mind maybe understands, our heart doesn't want. Or our mind thinks we should be calm and our heart is nervous. When there's that discrepancy, that's what anxiety is. It's when the mind and heart don't go the same way. There is a science out there that was nominated for a Nobel Prize that's called heart math. It scientifically proves the idea that there is a measurement, right? I believe it's called an EEG that measures the waves of your mind. And then there's an EKG that measures the waves of your heart. And they each have a pattern. When somebody is in sync, what they call when somebody lives in a flow state, when somebody's fully experiencing a life, both of the patterns go the same way. And that's when somebody experiences peace. If somebody is distressed, where your mind's going one way and your heart's going a different way, you should be calm, but you can't calm yourself down. The patterns are different, and that's when we feel distress. And getting your heart and mind on the same pattern is peaceful. So when my father was sick, there was a discrepancy between my heart and mind during that phase, and it was up and down. Once he passed away, my heart and mind were on the same page. Despite the fact it was painful, there was a sense of peace and calm. We could learn, even though we have challenges in life, we have difficulty in life, getting our heart and mind on the same page is what makes life tolerable, what makes life peaceful. I'll share with you a study that they did in Harvard to see who is happy. And the way it was, they gave an app on the smartphone of the participants, and it would call them several times a day and ask them 3 questions. Question number 1, what are you doing? Question number 2, what are you thinking about? Question number 3, are you happy? And what they found was, it wasn't people who were in good places or doing great things who were happy. If somebody said that they were at the most amazing restaurant with the person they love most, on the first question, where are you? If on the second question, what are you thinking about? They said, I'm thinking about my work or thinking about something else. On the third question, they would report that they were not happy. Yet if somebody said they were washing dishes, and on the second question they said, I was thinking about washing dishes, they would report happy. I shared this with a client this past week, and he actually told me, it's a crazy idea, because when I do great things, and I'm dating great people, I feel distressed. Yet when I clean the toilet in my own apartment, I feel peace. That's because your heart and brain are in sync. When they're in sync, you feel peace. When they're out of sync, you don't feel peace. And I'm going to teach you what you need to know to be able to bring them into sync so you experience peace, you experience calm, relaxation, confidence, and enjoyable emotions in life. Please, I urge you, share and like these videos so we can make a massive difference.